What's up guys, Woo here, back again with another Division 2 build video. Welcome back. Today's build, this is a status effect build. Now there are very many different ways how to build a status effect build in TU11, and there will be in TU11.1. Most notably, there is Eclipse Protocol, which puts in a great shift. Now, if you've used Eclipse Protocol gear set, you know it is absolutely awesome. Now what it's devoid of is very little skill damage. So can I build a status effect build that also has skill damage that offers the best of both? And yes, you can. This will give you survivability, it will give you skill damage, it will give you heavy status effects, and is a top tier build. So if you enjoy this one, thumbs doodle. That helps me, helps the channel, and helps this video. Guys, if you're new to the channel, drop the woo bomb on the sub button. Ding the bell to be notified when I upload my shizzle. Guys, let's woo this. Now the build. This is the build. Now, there are very many different ways how to roll with this. And again, I'm using this because it's beneficial for me and my team. But again, you can roll with whatever you want. It's entirely up to you guys. But I'm going to give you the template, the stepping stone, how to set this up, and then give you a few pointers where you can change it to, again, cater for your own play style. So, we'll start with the top. Specialization. I've chosen Technician. Two reasons really. The first reason is, again, I want that skill tier. I think that's pretty much evident with that, is I want that extra skill tier so I can use armor. I use one arm piece, that gives me a little bit more survivability. So that 913k armor does go a long way. So that's one reason. The second reason is that 10% skill damage. That goes an awful long way for me to deal more damage on this build. So Technician is my go-to. Now your options are simple. You have the option of Demolitionist, that will inflate the damage from the Vile Mask, or you have the Survivalist. Now that is also a good option, but you are a tad squishier. So something to bear in mind if you're going to set this build up. Now with Survivalist you get that 10% extra damage to targets that are status affected. You don't, but your teammates do. And that's something that could really benefit your teammates. That's a good idea. With this, I've run this solo a lot, I'm having a lot of fun with it, running it in a team a lot, having a lot of fun with it. So, again, there's various different ways how to set this up. But that's, again, a template for you. Now, 913k armor, 290k health, 6 skill tiers. This is full skill build. Let's go through the pieces. The mask, guys, yeah, you know what the mask is. It's the Vile Mask. This is the all singing, all dancing. I love this. This is a great exotic to use, especially on status effect builds. It's perfect for this build. So what is it? Toxic Delivery. Status effects also apply damage over time debuff for 10 seconds. The total damage dealt is 50% of your concussion grenade damage and increased by status effect attributes. So the higher your status effects, you know, that's a good thing on this. It's a real good thing. And again, if you've got explosive damage, i.e. Demolitionist or China Light, you're going to, again, increase or inflate the damage from the Vile Mask. Something to bear in mind. So Demolitionist is a good option with this setup. Now with the pieces, I have re-rolled this many times. I cannot get a God roll. This is the closest thing I have got to it. Status effects has a protection and 11.6% skill haste mod. Now, the holster is the first piece of not China Light. What am I saying? Hana U. So I'm using Hana U for two reasons. The first reason is skill haste. Again, I'm going to get my skills back quicker. And the second reason is, again, that the brand set bonus 2 is skill damage. And again, I want to inflate the damage as high as I can. So when these guys are burning, bleeding, blinding, and you know what, they're going to have some problems trying to stay alive because I'm absolutely kick-ass on this. It's great. So with this, you can see God Sausage Roll, skill damage, status effects, 10% apiece. Now the knee pads are Golden Gear Limited. Now why am I using Golden Gear? Simply because I want the extra 10% status effects, and this is perfect for what I need. Max armor, max skill haste, and 10% status effects. And the status effects will only prolong the damage with your status effects. And with this, you are delivering all kinds of status effects. It is crazy. The gloves, guys, second piece of Hana U. I didn't say China Light this time, don't worry. You see guys, skill damage and status effects, which is near God Roll. Near. Just 0.1% away from being the perfect piece. Now the backpack is Wyvern wear, and it is Creeping Death. And again, people are going to go, what the hell is going on? What's going on? Why am I using Creeping Death on this? It's the Vile Mask. What's happening? Okay, firstly, guys, I'm not using the Eclipse Protocol, which, again, if you look at the 4-piece, your status effects now spread on kill to all enemies within 10 meters and refresh 50% of the duration. I'm not using that. I'm not using that piece at all, so it's not going to have much benefit for me. Creeping Death does. Why is that? It's because, again, I'll demonstrate right now. Take a look at this. I'm in the range. Watch this. Now, NPCs are blinded. You see that, guys? For around about 8-9 seconds. Now, let's get back into this. Now, that Creeping Death helps. Helps a lot. It does a bit of damage, which is great. Absolutely awesome. And, guys, this is what I need for perfect crowd control, is Creeping Death. There are very many different ways. And is this the best way? I don't know. But it's a very, very strong way, guys. It really is. And something I do recommend pairing with the chest piece talent, which somebody, yeah, really close guy to me, Mr. Shammy, he knows how I roll with this build, is Trauma and Creeping Death is awesome. But Wyvern Wear skill damage status effects is perfect. Absolutely perfect. And we go back to the chest piece. The chest piece, it is not perfect. I wish I could remove crit chance and get status effects, but beggars can't be choosers. But you can see, other than that, it's exactly how I want it to be. Skill damage and skill haste. Trauma applies blind to an enemy hit in the head. You've just witnessed that. So every 30 seconds, I can activate one of these particular attributes as per the talent. So blind, quite easily. Headshot. Bleed. Just a simple chest shot. We know on console for our potato aim, you're going to see a lot more bleed than blind. Perfect. You're just spreading that love, and that's exactly what you want. So this is a fantastic pairing to the backpack talent Creeping Deaths. If your skills, again, are inactive or whatever, for any reason, just do this. Look. That's what happens. Creeping Death, Trauma, hand in hand, they marry perfectly. And you can see on the screen the floating damage numbers. Perfect. Now we go to the weapons. My primary weapon is the Harmony. Now this is the Marmite of weapons. It's either really, really, again, thrived on by some players, but another portion of the player base, they hate this weapon. Now I use this because of the talent perfectly in sync. Hitting an enemy grants 20% skill damage for 5 seconds. Using a skill or damaging an enemy with a skill grants 20% weapon damage for 5 seconds. Damage increases double while both buffs are active at the same time. I'm rolling me 2 skills, 2 offensive status effect skills. So that's going to grant me that extra damage, and yes, it's going to buff. It's just going to buff these talents, which is perfect for how I want to set up. So guys, for me, this is my best choice of primary. Now you could use, if you wanted to, the Surge, and that will get you the extra 25% skill damage, which is also a good option, but Harmony, in my opinion, is stronger. Then we look at, again, if I've got one equipped. No, I haven't. You have, you know, there's the Glory Days. Is that the one with the Everlasting Gaze? That's the one. The one with Perfect Perpetuation. That will help you, again, with that one status effect enemy, but only one. So that's why I rather the extra damage from this. Then we have crit chance, crit damage, and rounds. My secondary is, again, spreading more. Debuffs, not status effects, debuffs. This is beautiful. We all know what the Pestilence does. The Pestilence is an astounding exotic weapon and great for this build. Now, if you don't have the Pestilence, do not worry. There are options if you want to. Again, you could go down the route of a weapon with Spike on or Perpetuation. Again, that will only inflate the status effects or the skill damage. Again, you have options of how you want to roll. You can roll with a mechanical animal if you wanted to get, again, overcharge every 90 seconds, wherever it may be. There are options. For me, I like the Pestilence. I feel it's too good to turn down. It's such an outstanding LMG. And again, if we just go for the talent, hit supply debuff, dealing 100% weapon damage over 10 seconds. This stacks up to 50 times. Whenever an enemy dies with this debuff, all stacks are transferred to a nearby enemy within 25 meters. Awesome. It is awesome. It's that good. And my sidearm is simply the Maxim 9. I'm using that because, one, perfect spike. So if you join a mission that has, again, all directives on, you have no ammo, perfect spike is amazing because you're still getting that nice 25% damage. Perfect. And mods are simply rounds. Okay? That's the setup. Let's take a look at the skills. Now, these, again, you can use whatever you want, guys. Whatever you want on this setup. So don't worry about that. And again, don't worry about this as well, because I change this every freaking time. And it annoys the crap out of me. But we'll just do that again. We'll do that again. Cool. Let's take a look. So, firstly, we'll go to the other skill. Ah, there you go. That's in sync. That's perfect. The Firestarter. We know what the burn does in this game. The burn is cracking. So, 8 ammo, 17.9 second cooldown. The radius is nearly 4 meters. The duration is 20 seconds. The damage is 658k. The burn damage is 330k. And the duration for your burn is 11.2 seconds, which is quite dandy in all fairness. Now, I've gone for burn strength and I've gone for ammo. Burn strength is 0.1% off max, which is beautiful. Now, my other skill is the shock trap, which again, you can see, guys, still on 10 seconds. It's about 33 second cooldown. But that's fine because look at the duration. And what happens with this, as soon as you deploy the shock trap, it goes to instant cooldown, which is great. And that means, guys, ultimately that means that, again, you can still have the shock trap active and it's reached its cooldown. You can dismantle it and throw another one. It's great. What I like about this is another status effect. It's the shock status effect. Again, it fixates enemies in place. Makes light work of NPCs. It really does for your teammates. Not for you, but for your teammates. You know, a DPS is going to be loving you all the way to the WOO bank because you've got some nice status effects on the build. With this, guys, very simply, I've opted for duration and I've opted for shock radius. Now, you could have more duration. That's fine. That's cool, so that's an extra few seconds, extra 4.1 seconds, which is cool. That's not a problem. But I've gone for radius. And why have I gone for radius? Because I want a wider radius and trying to get more NPCs within that point. Duration is great, yeah, it's okay. But again, guys, you know, with that 63 seconds going to 67 seconds, it means diddly squat because it's look at it. You see, guys, yeah, 35.8 seconds, it's irrelevant. It is irrelevant. Shock radius will benefit you more. And on this one, guys, duration, you can see I've got a couple there. I need to dismantle a couple, but yeah, that's what you're looking at, is you want duration on that, because I think that's the only thing that I've ever had drop on this particular slot. Now let's take a look at the stats. The stats, again, don't worry too much, guys, because crit chance and your crit damage are going to be low on this, because, again, this is not a DPS build. It's not a hybrid build. This is a skill build, so your weapon damage is going to be lower, your crit damage is going to be lower, and, of course, your crit chance is going to be diddly squat, so don't worry about it at all. Okay, all weapons damage bonus is 10%, 15% AR, 15% assault rifle, LMG, and 24.9% rifle damage. And you see, guys, the talents Creeping Death, Trauma, and Toxic Delivery are an absolutely perfectly married threesome. I just said that, but there you go. But this is, again, a super duper strong build, guys. It really is. It really is. The skill haste is 67.5% overall, but that's fine. That's okay. Again, you can just see now, I'm in the range. Do some nice damage there, and you see, there you go. Happy days. Just putting the work in, putting the shift in. This is beautiful. And then again, simply, guys, let's just pop a headshot. There's blind. There's bleed. You can see the bleed, and it's just spread, guys. It's just spread, and it's awesome. This is why I'm liking this build so much. The utility it offers, the versatility you can push out with this Creeping Death, Trauma, Toxic Delivery through the Vile Mask are just sensational. They really are. And again, if you just look at this, this is what I like about it. Again, you're just shocking for days. Absolutely amazing. You'll shock all your NPCs. And again, you can fixate them in place, which is great for your DPSs to make sure they are mowed down quickly and efficiently. But guys, this is the build I'm using. works an absolute treat. It is fantastic. If you don't have Eclipse Protocol, looking for something a little bit different, then this is perhaps the one for you. Guys, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.